I'm a wreck. Needless to say, I'm keeping her check. She was a bad, bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Thinking in a bad way, losing your grip. Screaming at my face, baby, don't trip.
Right then guys, so welcome to the vlog. I think I'm just going to pick it up from here, even though it's like 5:30 in the afternoon. But basically it's Friday, it's the 3rd of May, and I just wanted to say I've just been into the gym and smashed a push B workout. Now I'm kind of experimenting at the moment. I kind of want to try doing a push A and a push B. So push B and A are going to have slightly different first compound lifts, just to kind of spice my life up a bit. So I'm going to do a barbell bench on the push A, then push B is going to be a flat dumbbell press. So I kind of keep both skills, because my goal is to get strong at both of those exercises. So to me, I don't see the benefit for my goals of keeping one out for say 4 weeks or 6 weeks and then reiterating it again. So I want to kind of have a play around with doing kind of 2 push workouts a week, which are slightly different. And that's, I want to see how that goes. But yeah, did push B today, so that's one with the dumbbells, and I've started throwing in some isometric push-ups as well to try and improve my push-up strength and endurance. And yeah, loving life really. I think that session went really well. I was kind of probably a bit higher on the intensity scale than I should have been. Like I was pushing really hard, but to be honest, I think if you've got that mindset and you're feeling strong, you may as well go for it. And I did. I'll put some clips over now of me doing some of the workout from today. And yeah, just thought I'd basically check in with you guys and just say how I feel from setting goals recently. I've really got my mojo back. I feel the past 6 months probably of my life have been a bit in limbo, so to speak. I feel like I've just kind of had a lack of purpose and a lack of ambition. Not ambition, I've always had ambition, but kind of lack of clarity of where I want to go with my life and the business and everything else I'm doing. And I feel like I've got it now. And I've always suffered with a bit of self-doubt, being honest with myself. And I don't know where that comes from. I just always have done. I'm always my worst critic. I'm my biggest cheerleader as well, but I am also so critical of myself, and it's probably a negative, but it keeps me always kind of on my toes, I suppose, and always kind of assessing how good I'm doing something. And I do like that, but I think sometimes it can really eat yourself up a bit and kind of knock your confidence a tad. And even though I might come across confident on video and in person, I do think that sometimes that it's not a fake confidence. It's kind of, you don't know what's going on inside people's heads, and you know, they could be happy and like kind of confident on the outside, but inside you don't know what battles they're going through mentally inside on them against themselves. And I sometimes battle with my own inner voice, like anyone does probably. So yeah, that's basically what I've kind of done recently, is kind of take over that voice again and kind of get back on my mojo. And I'll be the first to say that I have my ups and downs, trust me, like especially with training and just in my mood in general. Like some days I'm as high and as energetic and passionate and enthusiastic as like a nutter basically, but other days I can be like almost virgin depressed probably. I don't know, I kind of go through peaks and troughs a bit. But yeah, I think it's because if I don't have a purpose or a goal or something to focus myself on, I kind of get down and depressed a bit. I like to have a goal and like to be constantly working towards something. I feel if I'm not working, I'm kind of bored, and I don't know, I feel like I'm not progressing, and that's the worst feeling for me. But everyone's different, that's just how I am, I think. But yeah, just a bit of a ramble really to start this vlog off. After that sick workout though, what I'm gonna do is go back. I've got Beth round at the moment, and for those of you who don't know, Beth's my girlfriend. I have got a girlfriend at the moment. That's an interesting story to tell one day maybe, but yeah, I don't really post it much on social just because I just think relationships don't need to be all over and in people's faces. I just think, you know, if I'm happy or she's happy, that why do I need to publicise it? Like, I don't want to be in people's faces regarding my relationship and stuff. And from the past, I've found that, like, I don't know, I just don't think it works well putting everything in public display. That's just another topic in itself. But yeah, pretty much life is good right now, and I've been doing this for years, but like I finally got to the point where I'm like confident in my knowledge, I suppose, and my expertise as a coach to finally kind of get launching an online program. Like as a coach, like when I was a bit younger, like probably 19, 20, 21, like I had confidence in my ability and what I was doing, but the knowledge I wanted to solidify more. So I feel like from training a variety of people and kind of building up on my knowledge via reading books and doing like the Shredded by Science program, etc., I feel like I'm a fairly like I'm confident in my craft a lot more now to be able to kind of try and scale this up a bit now online. Like when I first tried doing this online program, I thought, you know what, I want to stay a bit quiet a bit and kind of refine my form, and that's what I want to do basically. Refine my form, refine my craft, and yeah, that's pretty much what I've got up to right now. But I'm going to go back now and, like I said, food prep. I'm going to show you some food prep and how I go about it, or how I'm going to go about it. I am trying to lose about half a stone to a stone. I'm going to assess it as I drop the weight, but I'm still trying to gain as much strength as possible and obviously as much muscle as possible. But what I want to do is just be in a bit of a leaner and lighter form of myself right now. I'm at the peak of my bulk basically. I was like 15.7, and that's like fucking heavy for me. Really heavy. So I've trimmed off about half a stone just over the past probably 4 months roughly. Just gradually from just like not eating as much and being a fat bastard. But yeah, I want to get it down to about 14.7 I think, or 14 stone, and try and retain, or if not increase, my strength along the way. So that's the kind of story we'll be going across with these vlogs in the near future. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry for waffling on, but I just thought I'd do a bit more of a talking vlog and overlay just like some of the training clips, and I hope you've enjoyed that.
This right now has got to be one of the best feelings in the world, when your dog comes to greet you. Hello! Come here then!
Right then, so, little quick nipple rub, you know, nervous nipple rub. So tonight then, I'm going to quickly go over a simple food prep I like to do, and this is what I do when I'm normally food prepping. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't food prepped for a long time because I've been really chilled and relaxed with my eating and my nutrition, but now I'm kind of entering into a fat loss phase and want to take my training a little bit more serious. It's always good to dial in your nutrition, in my opinion, and I think having ready-made protein sources and kind of meals just makes you more likely to adhere to a diet than it would be if you've got nothing ready. So yeah, that's pretty much why I like to food prep. I don't really do it bland and boring. I like my food, I like tasty food. I'm not someone who eats bland, like boiled chicken and rice and broccoli without any sauce. Fuck that, I'm not about that life. So what we're gonna do is, I've got a massive tray of chicken from Aldi. Now there's about 7 pieces here. It costs about £6 or less. Really good value. If you're someone who's trying to save money, I'd definitely highly recommend ordering bulk off musclefood.com. They do some really good deals, and I think they do like 1 kilo of chicken for £5 or less, so it's dirt cheap and it's proper good quality as well. So that's something I would do, but for today I've just gone to Aldi and grabbed these. So what we're going to do is then put different marinades on each chicken breast, just so it spices it up a bit. Now I'm a big fan of, I don't know how to say it properly, I'm dyslexic. How do you say it, Beth? Pattux. So this is basically like an original Indian kind of marinade, and it's so cheap and it lasts forever. So I've got a tikka masala one here and then a tandoori one here. So I'll probably rub a few of them on there, and honestly it tastes so good. It's like having an Indian. So if you're someone who loves Indian food, it's a great way of handling a craving. So that's going to go there. And I've also got these little like powder rubs, which you can pay for, but I try and get them for free from Morrison's or somewhere which has a butcher counter. A lot of the time, if you just go to them and say, oh, can I have some like flavouring or herbs or whatnot, and they'll normally put it in Tupperware or in something for you for free, especially if you buy something from them as well. So I love the garlic and herb one and the free bell pepper one. That one's absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'll just mix it up and go on from there. And then what I tend to do is, and I'll show you later on, is once the chicken breasts are cooked, I then just tend to throw in a microwave rice when I want to eat. So it's warm rice, and it tends to warm the chicken up a little bit. And then I'll whack in some spinach and other vegetables, maybe a sprinkle of cheese, and then choose a sauce, and then Bob's your uncle. And I tell you what, it's so simple but tastes so nice, and like it's one of my go-to foods for lunchtime normally. And yeah, it's a really good way of getting like a healthy meal in at lunchtime or on the go. Now, something else I want to cover quickly is these protein yogurts. Now, I posted this on Instagram the other day and people are going wild for them, and I don't blame people for that. These little protein yogurts are so small, they're 22 grams of protein and they're only 67p. Now, for food prep in the morning, these are ideal because you can just have 2 of these or 1 of these and you've already got nearly 50 grams of protein. You've got 45 grams nearly of protein right there. And honestly, it's quite filling to be fair, but if you're someone who doesn't like eating a lot, they're also ideal because they're only small. It's basically a thick yogurt. It's a combination of soft cheese and yogurt, but it doesn't taste like soft cheese at all. It tastes more like a flavoured yoghurt and it's really nice. So that's from Lidl and they're 67p. And I think they're only about 126 calories as well, which is wicked. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Something else I like to have when I'm trying to fill myself up as well is soup. So I've got this chunky soup from, I think it was Lidl as well, just grab them from anywhere, but it's a vegetable soup. Per tin, you're looking at about 160 calories, and it's just a really good way of filling yourself up, and I really like the taste of them. Just have a go with a few if you like soup, but I just think they're a really good tactic for filling yourself up. I'll have my main meal, say this and this, and that just tends to satisfy me quite well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of an overview of the food prep I'm going to go for. And I'll just show you the spinach quickly, hold on. What the hell is the spinach? Oh, there it is. So I just thought I'd quickly cover the veg choices I tend to go for. So these are just great ways of stacking out your meal, just filling it up for little calories basically, so getting more food volume in to fill you up. Now I always go for some big tomatoes because one of those is roughly your 5 a day, so that's just simple, chop it up into bits and you're laughing. I also then go for spinach and broccoli for my greens. So the spinach, you can just freeze this bag and then just get the leaves out whenever, and it just allows you to keep it for longer in the fridge. That's a massive hack, by the way. So what I tend to do is I'll grab 100 grams or 80 grams, microwave it for about 3 to 5 minutes with a splash of water in, and it literally just cooks it, and then I'll mix it in with the rice, and then I'll do the same with the broccoli. And then I've got a really simple meal. Broccoli is optional, I don't really tend to go for that in this kind of meal. I tend to go for spinach, tomato, cucumber, stuff like that, like salady stuff. I tend to keep these more for like a warm homemade meal or something, but yeah, you can whack it in, do whatever. But yeah, that's a little overview. I'll put a bit of B-roll now, that's basically just like clips of videos of me cooking all this now, so you can kind of get an idea. And I'll show you the end product. Right then, so this is a little overview of what I've just done. So I've got a garlic and herb homemade mix there, which should taste amazing. I've also added a bit of salt and black pepper on that. Then we've also got the pre-made rubs on here, and then we've got the kebabs. Now, I'm gonna do all of this on the barbecue, but I understand not all of you will have access to a barbecue, or you might not, I don't know, use it at a certain time of the year. So what I'm gonna do is try and experiment. I've never actually done this myself, but I'm gonna put this under a grill. It's in a tray, so it's basically hovering, it's not in contact with the foil. And basically I'm just going to keep twisting that, and it should just grill it, and it should taste really nice. And it's just literally going to be under a grill like this. And yeah, bit of an experiment, but if that works, then it kind of solves a lot of things for uni students and stuff like that. But ideally I think food prep tastes the best on barbecues, but yeah, that's my opinion. And if I put it in a pan, so that's why I wouldn't recommend doing those in a pan. I'd either cook it in an oven or whack it on a barbecue or under a grill. So I'll let you guys know how this method goes, and this could be a really good way of doing it. So that baby's going to go under there, sit on there. I'm just going to whack it under. So under the grill seems to be working so far, so I'm just going to give it a twist now and try and cook the other side now. That's going to be the hard part, trying to keep the fucker still, but yeah, just keep rotating it, hopefully it'll be alright. Okay, so I put it on the side and it seems to have held it still. But yeah, seems to be cooking really well under the grill actually, so yeah. Right then, so it's a bit of a mess, I'm not going to lie. I'm doing this quite late at night, but basically I've cooked all the meat now. The under the grill technique, if you saw that in the video, worked really well, highly recommend it. It's kind of a bit of a faff to keep rolling it around, but it does work and it tastes proper nice. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I've got loads of spare Tupperware, mostly from a Chinese takeaway, which I've had over time. And I'm going to put about 130 grams per Tupperware, or about between whatever grammage you want, work it out. But because I didn't weigh it before it was cooked, I'm going to weigh the cooked version of chicken breast. So tracking, you can either track cooked or uncooked, doesn't really matter as long as you choose which one you want to do at the time. So I'm going to track mine as a cooked weight, and it does make a difference, so make sure whatever format you kind of weigh and track everything, if you're doing MyFitnessPal, it's in the right format. So I don't even know what one chicken breast weighs actually, I'll try that now. So it's proper nice though, so I think let's try that. So one chicken breast, they were absolutely massive from Lidl. So one chicken breast was absolutely massive from Aldi, so that weighs 200 grams. So I'm probably just going to separate it out a tad. So all you got to do is just chop it up, and I tend to do mine into slices. So I know it's this Chef Ramsay here, so so what I'm gonna do is I just chunk mine up into chunks because it's easy to put on rice then, and I just put it in Tupperware ready then. And I don't really mess around with the rice. I tend to do that when I want it. So like I said before, so I should put roughly about 130 grams in, because that works out about 40 grams protein. So we're laughing. It's a bit monotonous, but like at the end of the day, if you've got your goals, you may as well work towards them, and this is a guaranteed way of working towards them. So that's simple, that's 150. I mean, I could put more in, I probably will put 200 grams, but whatever you put in that Tupperware, just remember what it is, or what I'm going to do is just put a label on it so I know how many grams was in there, and just put cooked 200 grams. So that one's going to be 200 grams worth, chunked up, simple as that. Put a lid on it, and then I'll probably just write on, if you get a biro or whatever, just write on the lid how much grams is in there so you can remember it, and then when you come to your tracking on MyFitnessPal, it's right there, simple. So that's what I'm doing. I just do all that for all of this. Now, with the kebab ones, it's up to you, you can separate it again, it depends what weight you're going to put in, but I would weigh each one just so you've got a rough idea if you're being serious about your tracking. Regarding the seasoning, you could track it, but to be honest, I'm not going to bother. It's going to be like, what, 30 calories, and I've got bigger calories to worry about than 30 calories in my opinion. So that's simple as that. I'm going to crack on and do this, and then I'm going to show you the end product of how I'll make a meal out of the pre-cooked chicken breast. And yeah, how good does it taste, Beth?
Very good.
It does take peng. So anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. So it's ended up doing roughly 6 to 7 servings, so that's absolutely wicked. That'll last probably a good 3-4 days. So yes, it costs time to start with, like it's cost me about an hour and a half of time, but I only have to wash it once, and also it's just so easy now for the next few days. I don't have to worry about like protein sources for lunchtime and stuff. Now I'm going to quickly show you how to make a really simple meal which tastes absolutely amazing out of it. Okay, so here's some of the veg. I've just chopped up one of those large tomatoes, probably about a bit of cucumber, God knows how much, and then about 80 grams of spinach in that massive bowl. And I've just put a splash of water, quite a bit of water but not too much, in that bowl. I'm just going to microwave the spinach for about 3 minutes and see where it goes. Should wilt down into literally next to nothing though. So that's literally 80 grams worth of spinach. It's literally wilted down into nothing. And when you mix it in with the rice, it literally, you can barely taste the spinach. So that's a simple way I like to eat spinach. I think on its own, it's not the best tasting thing, but with rice, you can barely taste it.